17-year-old girl with a lot of problems where she needs to raise her siblings has to deal with the issue of her missing father who put their house up for sale. She needs to find and stop him from selling their home to keep the shelter for her younger brother and sister. The movie starts in the Deep South, with Rhee's little brother and sister playing outside while she does the chores. In the next scene, she walks them all to school and goes about her day. It is revealed that she watches in on other people's classes at a local university because she can't afford to attend. Later she goes over to Sonia, a neighbor on another farm. Sonia asks Rhee how she and the family are doing. Rhee reveals that they are low on cash and asks Sonia if she would be willing to feed and take care of their horse Ginger for some time. Sonia complies and graciously accepts Ginger. Rhee is chopping up wood when a police officer arrives. Rhee runs to him thinking something terrible has happened to her brother and sister. The police officer asks Rhee to speak to her mother. It is revealed that her mother is mute, and is unable to assist the officer. Rhee suggests it would be best he speak to her. The police officer tells Rhee that her father is out on bond and he is rumored to be cooking meth again. The sheriff needs him back in town for his court date. Jessup, Rhee's father, put their property up as bond. If he doesn't turn up for the court date, they'll lose everything. Rhee tells the sheriff that she'll find him. The sheriff thinks that would be impossible because he has looked everywhere. Soon afterwards, Sonia the neighbor arrives and asks what the law was doing over at their house. Rhee tells her that they're looking for their father. Rhee goes to Floyd and Gail. She asks Gail if she can borrow their truck. Floyd doesn't want to let her use it. So instead Rhee goes to Victoria, her aunt, and tells her about the cop who arrived and the situation she is in. Teardrop walks in and tells Rhee that she shouldn't go looking for Jessup. It is revealed that Teardrop is Jessup's only brother and Rhee's uncle. She pleads for his help and all he gives her is a few dollars and a joint. Teardrop warns Rhee to stay far away from Little Arthur, a local small-time meth dealer, and let the law deal with her missing father. Rhee goes looking for Little Arthur. Megan leads her to him. She asks Little Arthur for any help. He has nothing for her and sends her off. They leave, and when they are on their walk, Megan gives Rhee an idea of her next move. She tells Rhee to go and speak to Thump Milton, the big boss in the local drug scene. In the next scene, Rhee arrives and is told to wait by the chicken coop for Milton. Milton decides that he doesn't want to talk to her because he knows what she is going to ask. So she leaves with no results. The next day, Rhee is cooking breakfast when Jessup's cousin arrives. He aggressively asks Rhee to get in the car. He tells Rhee that she has been asking questions that she shouldn't be asking. Jessup's cousin shoves Rhee into his car and says he needs to show her something. Later he takes her to a burnt-down house. Jessup's cousin tells Rhee that this was the last place he saw him. Rhee refuses to believe her father died in a lab explosion. She goes and looks at the wreck for any clues. That night Rhee is dropped off at the house by Jessup's cousin, who says that he is willing to take in Sonny, her little brother, if they lose the house. Rhee refuses and tells him that she knows her father didn't die in that explosion because there were weeds in there, meaning the explosion happened some time ago. That following night Gail arrives with Floyd's truck and decides she will help Rhee find her father. They drive to Jessup's ex-girlfriend's house. It's her mother's birthday, but Rhee isn't interested. She tells her that she is hunting for her dad. The three of them go into a room where it is revealed that she and Jessup rekindled their relationship right before he left again. One night she met him with some shady characters and she knew Jessup was in deep trouble. Soon Rhee is with her siblings hunting squirrels. Thereafter Rhee goes and cuts up some wood when Teardrop arrives. He tells her that the police found Jessup's car and he was nowhere to be found. It is revealed that Jessup was supposed to appear in court today and he missed it. Teardrop tells Rhee that it would be best they sell off all of their timber before the police come and collect the property. Rhee refuses to accept that it's all over. In the next scene, Rhee walks out into the woods with her mother. Rhee pleads with her mute mother for her help, but she stays silent. Later Rhee comes back to the farm and they meet the bond bailsman. He explains that he is there to find her father, and if he doesn't get him, he will have to go and look for him in the house. Rhee explains to the man that he is dead and they should give up. The bond bailsman reveals that Jessup was short of bond after putting up the property, and one day a strange man suddenly came with a bag full of money and paid the difference. The bond bailsman tells Rhee that they have a week to prove that Jessup is dead before they lose their house. Rhee goes to a cow auction where she sees Thump Milton, the man she was warned to stay far away from. Milton evades her and she doesn't get a chance to speak to him. Later she goes to his house and hopes to get a word. Instead she is splashed with hot water and beaten up. She wakes up and is surrounded by men, who are going to kill her. Then suddenly Thump Milton walks in and asks her what she wants before they kill her. Rhee explains to Milton how desperate she is to find her dead father before she loses their home. Milton walks away. The garage door opens and we see Teardrop on the other side. Teardrop is there to save Rhee. He is there to take her home. Teardrop thinks Jessup's problems with Milton and the other drug dealers have nothing to do with her. Milton makes Teardrop know that any problems he has with Ree will be on Teardrop's head. Teardrop confirms he will be responsible for her. They spared their lives and leave. Later in the car, Teardrop tells Ree that if she does find out who killed Jessup, she shouldn't tell him or anybody or they'll also be killed. Ree arrives at home after the incident and is taken care of by Gail. Ree tells Gail that Jessup's cousin is going to take in Sunny. But not Ashley. It is revealed that Ree intends to ask Victoria and Teardrop to take in Ashley. Gail hopes that it doesn't come to that. Ree hopes so too. The following day, Ree inquires if it's true she will get $40,000 if she signs up for the military. The man explains that the $40,000 might not be worth it, because she will be committed to the military for 5 years. Ree is desperate for the money and says it's worth it. It is revealed by the officer that if she does sign up, she will only get the $40,000 in the next 2 to 5 weeks. Ree asks why that wasn't put on the poster. The officer tells her that it must have been in fine print. The military officer asks Ree her age. She tells him that she is 17. The officer says she can't sign up without the written consent of a parent. Ree explains that her mother is sick and her father is dead. She also explains that she is the only person able to take care of her younger brother and sister. The military officer concludes that her siblings must be the reason she is so desperate for the $40,000. The military officer explains that even if she does manage to sign up, she wouldn't be able to travel to training with her brother and sister. And she would also not be able to take them when she is on duty. The military officer explains that it might be best that she stays home and fight for her siblings. In a year, if she still wants to join, she should. That following night, Teardrop wakes Ree up and says that he is tired of waiting for any word from Jessup. He wants to get the truth himself. They go to a bar and look around for any clues, until Ree spots Ray and a few other characters who might know something. Teardrop approaches them and asks if they know anything. They tell him that they don't know anything. Even if they did, they wouldn't tell him. Ray advises Teardrop to stay far away from all of this before he regrets it. Teardrop goes to the back of his truck, takes out an axe and smashes Ray's windshield in. Ray says he's going to kill Teardrop for that. Teardrop and Ree go to a local cemetery to see if there are any clues. There isn't anything and they go home. On their way home, they are pulled over by a cop who says he has news about Jessup. Teardrop doesn't want to come out. Teardrop threatens to kill the officer. The officer decides that the fight isn't worth it and lets him go. It is later revealed by Teardrop that Jessup snitched and that's why he got killed. Soon afterwards, Ree begins getting rid of old things before they are evicted. Ree burns the old things and reminisces with her brother and sister while looking through pictures. Later, Sunny and Ashley, Ree's siblings, are playing in the hayfields when there is a knock on the door. Ree answers it and sees that it's Milton's people. They tell her that they are there to help her bring an end to her problem. It is revealed that Milton has been the center of gossip since Ree has been looking for her father. So, they tell her they will take her to her father's bones. Ree agrees, and they throw a bag over her head and take her out into the woods. Once they are in the woods, they take her onto a small boat and ride downstream to an old tree. They tell Ree that he should be right there and that she should reach into the water and pull him up. Ree folds up her sleeves and digs deep into the cold water. She finally grabs onto his hand, but can't lift him from the debris. So, one of Milton's people tells her she should use the chainsaw and cut his hand off as evidence that he is dead. Ree can't do it, so one of the ladies does. They cut off both of Jessup's hands and they head off. Ree is deeply traumatized by the incident. In the next scene, Ree is at the police station with her father's hands. She gives them to the sheriff, who asks her where she got them. She tells him, someone threw it on the porch last night. The officer says he will send the hands in to identify if the fingerprints are his. The following day, Teardrop arrives to give Sunny and Ashley 2 chicks. Soon after, the bond's bailsman comes and gives her some money. Ree wants to know how the money is hers. It is revealed a mysterious man that came to give the cash for the difference for Jessup's bond overpaid. The cash in his hand is the difference, so now it belongs to her because Jessup is dead and the mysterious man is long gone. Teardrop plays on Jessup's old banjo for a while before he stops. He tells Ree that he knows who killed Jessup. Ree also knows, but they don't say. Because that would mean they would have more problems. Instead, Teardrop leaves and Ree tells her brother and sister that she will never leave them. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you smash the like button, leave a comment, subscribe, and turn on the notifications to help the channel out. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.